Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I am so happy that Umnisi managed to deal with the judge as he was acting smart there in that courtroom of his. You know what? When it comes to Umnisi, he knows the judge like the back of his hand. He's like, I know you. I'm gonna get you. While he was being Judge Rata in that courtroom, Mnisi dealt with him. So this is what happened yesterday. Mnisi forces Judge Rata to call Longwe Twala, Baloyi and the state cornered by Section 186 order. That's what we are going to break down. Okay. So in the Senzo Meyiwa case yesterday, fireworks in court once again. Advocate Mnisi made one of the most tactical moves we've seen so far. When the state tried to hide behind procedure, Mnisi flipped the entire courtroom dynamic and left both Baloyi and the Judge Rata with no way out. Imagine that. That's what Mnisi did. The drama began when State Prosecutor Baloyi started asking about the so-called ENCA clip, the one that is alleging showing Longwe Twala not limping, that one. But when Baloyi directed questions about Longwe to accused one, Muzi Sibiya, Sibiya calmly said or stated that he couldn't speak about Longwe because he does not know him personally. That should have been an end for it, but once again, Judge Rata Mokgoatleng stepped in to defend Baloyi, allowing him to continue pushing irrelevant questions as per usual. You know him. And that backfired very fast without them realizing. It really backfired. So what did Mnisi do? Here is a powerful move from Ms. Love it. It's on order. And that's when Advocate Mnisi struck with prison. He told the court plainly, if the state wants to rely on Longwe Twala's version, then let them call him. The state refused, right? Saying their case was closed and even suggested that the defense should call Longwe themselves if they wanted him to testify. And the Mnisi was like, awungitsheli lokho. But Mnisi wasn't buying it. He reminded the court that about Section 186 of the Criminal Procedure Act allows the judge himself to call any witness if their evidence is essential to the truth. And that is not how it got in. I like how that Section 186 section Tonton came in. What I liked about it was Baloyi when he felt like I was cornered. He was like, I'm throwing the ball at you in your court, Judge Rata. See how you get out of this one. This is what he said. He was given an opportunity to speak. And then he was like, my lord, if the defense wants to call Longwe, it's fine. But they can do that themselves and call him, or else the judge can also call him himself. And he quoted 186, Section 186. Boom! That's when Mnisi was like, Ndakbamba, Danibamba, Noitu, cornered them right there. He was like, I'm not letting this one go. I'm not. So Judge Rata was caught there in that situation. He was just cornered. This put Judge Rata Mokgoatleng in a tight corner, in a very tight corner. He could no longer hide behind procedure because Mnisi had just used the law itself to force transparency, and he had no choice. The judge was left with no choice but to grant the order under Section 186, meaning the court will now call Longwe Twala to testify when the time comes. This was a massive move because Longwe was present in Foslora's house the night Senzo Meyiwa was shot, and for years his version has been shielded from direct cross-examination. I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. We are going to do a separate video as to why Longwe is being shielded himself. We'll do a separate video on that. So what I could gather from that entire situation, which they did not see coming, Judge Rata Baloyi, they did not see that one coming, right? It just happened. The move by Mnisi shifted the power balance completely. The state can no longer cherry pick evidence because every time they try, Mnisi is going to come for them or any of the defense lawyers. Judge Rata's bias towards the prosecution was exposed once again. Once again, he was exposed. And for the first time, Longwe Twala will have to face the court and possibly clarify the chaos around who shot Senzo that night. Mnisi didn't just argue. He outsmarted both the state and the bench using pure law. He dealt with them. I love it. He dealt with both of them. And they were both shocked because Urata at that moment, he went on a silent mode. And Baloyi was left. He had to move on. He had to move on. I know they are going to try to get out of that one. I know them. I know. I want Mnisi not to forget to remind them. We still need to see Longwetwala in this court. He needs to come and do the catwalk here so that we can see. And we also need to see his leg. Please, Aniti, they keep talking about Mngomezulu. So because of that Mngomezulu said that Ulongwetwala shot himself enyaweni. So if that leg in the ankle Ulongwetwala shot, we wanna see that ankle. We wanna see that ankle of Longwe. If indeed there is any injury or anything there, he must come to court. He must do the work. When he's done, Nyusa Leo Blue, please pull up your trouser. And also, can we see your feet? We want to check that one out. If it happens that there is a scar of some sort there, I tell you, it will roll back. It will be heads rolling because now they need to explain what happened here. And he needs to be taken to a district surgeon to be checked. What is this? And when that happens, I want the defense to say, we also want our own doctor. They can have theirs. We want our own to come and check. And they do what you call scanning, what you call X-ray. Yes, they need to do an X-ray on him. We want to see something. They need to do an X-ray. We want to see something. I just love when things come together, even though we are not patient as people, because at times we get so irritated with the Judge Rata and his behavior in that courtroom. To an extent, sometimes we're like, this man, and we always left feeling some type of way with him. But one thing that I love is that Section 186, the game changer. Baloyi tried to control the narrative. The judge tried to protect him, but Mnisi reminded them both in the courtroom, truth comes first. Longwetwala, your time on the stand is finally here. So he must shine. Longwetwala, he needs to come and shine. Show us that leg. Show us that leg. We want to see something. Take off those socks if he's wearing socks. We want to see something as the country. And if we find that there is a scar of some sort, it needs to be checked by a district surgeon, and the defense also needs to get their own doctors. Please. The defense, and I know South Africans, they will pay for that. South Africans, they will pay for that themselves. They will pay for that for themselves to have Longwe being checked by different doctors. In fact, we can have even doctors that are going to say, I'm willing to check him for free. Let's check him for free. We need doctors that are going to avail themselves when the time comes to check Longwe via X-rays. Does he have anything suspicious? It needs to be checked. He needs to be checked. I do not have the day. I do not have a time for nonsense. We need to deal with this. And things, as much as they are moving slowly, they are coming together. That is a sure thing. They are coming together. And every day it's an expose. I don't know why is Baloyi not closing his case, because every day is an expose, Sanala. Every day. Mnisi forces the judge's hand. Baloyi and Rata cornered. Longwe must testify. Section 186 shocker. Mnisi outsmart. Baloyi and the judge and Judge Rata in court. Longwetwala to testify. Mnisi turns the table in a dramatic court clash. And he was like, angisadlali nani. Angisadlali nani kanjalo, nina niyadelela and mina anginasikhathi sale ndaba yenu. Angidlali nani. I love it. What are your thoughts when it comes to this, guys? Please subscribe for more courtroom analysis and real-time breakdowns of the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Please make sure you are sharing, you are commenting. Most importantly, watch the videos up until the end. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Have a good Tuesday. Bye-bye.